Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the future cabin kitchen table. I've been out here sanding now. Yesterday I was sanding. I'm just going to continue to sand today, and maybe I'll get some stain put on this lower part. I also decided to add these little 45-degree little logs here. It does a little bit to strengthen it up, which it really didn't need, but it kind of gives it kind of a neat little look. I have it cut for here also, but I just need to sand these down yet and get it put in there. When I first started this project, I figured just the top would be the only thing that you'd really notice, and then once I started doing the bottom here, I don't know, I think that looks just as good as the top, so adding those little pieces in there will just, add a little bit to it. Supervise.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure she's out here to see if she can get some birds from the bird feeder. We got it all sanded down now and it's ready for stain. Well, I got it all stained up earlier today, and now it's just been drying here for a few hours. I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand some more on this top. I'm just switching out the sanding belt right now. I've been at this for over an hour, and that's with 40 grit, so you can just see all the sawdust coming up. But everything is kind of cupped, so where the seams come together it's a little bit higher, and I'm just trying to knock all that stuff down. Well, it's about 9:30 at night. I just came out here right now to load up the stove, shut the workshop down here, and I'll be out again tomorrow to work on the table. Good morning, everyone. Back out sanding on the table. Alright, well, it's all stained now, so I'm just going to let it dry. Come back. That is the look that I wanted. You can still see the chainsaw marks in it and everything, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. It's going to have a ton of coats of varnish on it. I brought the lower part of the table into this part of the workshop. I would like to get the first coat of varnish brushed on this, just to keep the dust off of it and everything. So I'm going to get this on, and I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with the varnish on this one. On this bottom part of the table, I'm going to use a clear satin. On the top, I'm still debating. I'm thinking I might have to do high gloss. It's a lot harder and really holds up well, but I'll see. First, I'm going to do the bottom in this clear satin. Well, the first coat is on. A lot more coats to go. Alright, well, I just got back from work here today, and I'm going to get my first coat of varnish put on here. I decided to go with a high gloss. I'm going to do a polyurethane, and it's an oil based, because if you don't use an oil based, if you put anything hot on here, you can get a ring and stuff. It just holds up a little bit better. So anyway, I want to get this first coat on because I haven't done anything in here and there isn't much dust, and after I get the first coat on, it'll be easier to dust off. And also, if I don't like the fact that it's a high gloss, I can always go ahead and put a semi-gloss over the high gloss if I wanted to. Well, I'm just going to let this coat sit and dry for a while. I'm out there right now sanding the bottom part. I'm going to put another coat of varnish on that tonight too. Well, I got that whole second coat done now. Now it's starting to look neat. It's always fun after you get that first coat out of the way and get it sanded, and then start putting the real stuff on. So I'll just let this dry overnight, and hopefully tomorrow I can get another coat on. Well, it's been almost 26 hours since I put the last coat of varnish, or that first coat, on. It's taken forever for it to dry. But it really soaks in that first one, so I'm going to want to get another coat on tonight. It's already, well, it's about 7:30 right now, and it's supposed to get down to about 22 below outside today, so I'm going to have to make sure that wood stove keeps going really good. I already went ahead and sanded this whole thing down with the 320 grit sanding block, and then I wiped it down with a paper towel. Well, the second coat is on now. I can still see where the chainsaw marks are. It's still soaking right in, so it's going to take a lot of coats. It's about an hour and a half later right now. I'm just out doing chores. The feels like with the wind chill out there right now is 23 below. It's cold. Still holding at 79 degrees in here, and I need to put some more wood in the wood stove, so we're doing fine in here. Tomorrow I'll put another coat on the bottom, but for now I'm just worried about that top. So, well, I'll be out here in a couple hours and load up that wood stove again, and hopefully she'll burn all night long. Well, it's about 10:30 at night right now. I just loaded up the stove. It's looking like it's 80.2 degrees in here. The table right now is tacky, but at least it's drying. So when I get out here in the morning, I don't know, 6:30, it'll probably still be, I don't know, 60, maybe 62 degrees. So everything should be good. I'll be back out here in the morning. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I was out here just before 6 and loaded up the stove this morning. It was still about 65 degrees in here, so I've got it back up to about 77 right now. The table is still, I mean, it's dry, but it still feels a little tacky, so it'll take all day for this to dry. Well, tonight I'm going to leave the tabletop alone here. It's just, I mean, it's dry, but it still, to me, feels not completely dry, a little tacky when you touch it. And with two thick coats on there, I think another night of drying would be a good thing. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put a coat on this here. I've already got 2 coats of the satin on there brushed on, so I got a lot of depth on it. But tonight I'm going to take and run a spar urethane that's semi-gloss. I want to see if I like the semi-gloss color. I can always cover that up with a satin if I don't like it, but I'm thinking with the top being so shiny, I don't want the bottom that shiny, but I might want it a little bit shinier, so I'm going to spray on a semi-gloss coat. There. Now I'll take a look at that tomorrow after that dries and see if I like that or if I want to go shinier or not as shiny. See what happens. Well, another day has passed and I am going to put another coat of varnish on this. Once again, I'm going to go with the high gloss here, and then I did go to the store and I bought a semi-gloss that I can put on with a brush on that bottom. Well, that should be the last coat that I need to do on that bottom part. Now it's time for the top. Well, I got the third coat on right now, and that was for sure the most strenuous one there. That took a half a quart of the high gloss varnish, and that's what it took the first time when it soaks in. So this is a real thick coat. And this table will have an additional probably 10 coats on it before it's completely finished. I really want to be able to run my hand over that table and not feel any of the indents from the chainsaw marks or anything. So anyway, it's looking good. Hopefully it'll dry nice overnight tonight, and then we'll take a look pretty soon. I'm going to take the table from out in the workshop and I'm going to bring it in the house where it's going to stay for a couple of years until I get the cabin built. And then in there I'm going to put additional coats of varnish on. It'll be, you know, less dust and I don't know, just always the same temperature and everything like that. So that's it for tonight. I'll see you guys when I come out here next time. Okay everyone, well, the table's been brought in the house now, and except for future coats of varnish, this table is finished. You can see now how that bottom fits on there. And now, as you can see, now that it's inside and we have a little bit different lighting, that color, I think it turned out really nice. I'm pretty sure that, I don't know if I'm going to build the chairs for this or if I'm going to buy just a wooden chair. I'm not planning on going with a chair like this, but even if I wanted to go with a chair that big, a padded one, I got big enough so all three fit on one side, so I could have 6 chairs that size. Okay everyone, well, thanks a lot for watching this series on the new cabin kitchen table. We'll see you guys on the next video.